Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Archeon that are teaching his word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakach Badash. This is Isaiah 54:16. It says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy it. So that's the Lord going into the basically, the smith is what? The modern day smith today is those guys that make the weaponries of Esau, like his nuclear missiles, you know, his guns, his tanks, but particularly the nuclear missiles, alright? Because when the smith in the ancient world was a man, like we always bring out, you know, was a man that you went to that made a weapon of war for you, basically, that you went out and used on the battlefield. And the smith today is talking about the scientists that make those nuclear missiles, okay? So it says, the Lord said he's created this. He is, behold, I've created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And that instrument is talking about what? The nuclear missiles, right? Which when you go on the news now, what are they always talking about, man? The nations are always talking about nuclear missiles. America wants to go into this country to stop their nuclear program. This country's refusing, you know? Why? Because all the nations are gearing up for the Third World War, which is going to be fought by the nuclear missiles, which is in the scriptures, all right? And then I'll read on here. It says, and I have created the waster to destroy it. And that's what the nuclear missiles do, man. They destroy it. Now, I was watching a video this morning on the nuclear missiles, right? And basically, this guy was talking about how basically, when they dropped the atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the nuclear missiles of today are like 800 times more powerful, basically, who's going into it, like the one that America has. And then Russia's got one even more powerful than that, called the Tsar bomb, which is even more powerful. When he was going into it, it's even more powerful. And he was saying that Russia did testing in I can't remember what part of the country, on an island off of Russia. They did tests, basically, and when it dropped, basically the power of it, basically the surrounding countries. I mean, they did a test on it, innit, basically, and the surrounding countries, like, you know, Norway and Sweden and all that, windows were shattering. That's what it looked like. That's how you're up. Right, still,
yeah? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically, they did a testing, yeah, right? And then he said that when they did the testing of it, the impact was so strong that in surrounding places, windows shattered just off of the noise, you know? Like countries far off and stuff, windows were shattering just off of the impact of it, basically. You know, it's a good video. It's called it's on the YouTube, basically. It's basically talking about the nuclear missiles on the YouTube, right? But basically the power of them. So he said it's like America's got 800 times more powerful than.
Don't quench your spirit, bro. Go in spirit.
800 times more powerful than what do you call it? What's the one's called, man? The Hiroshima, like the atom bomb. Right?
Atom bomb.
So that shows you how powerful that the weaponry that we're dealing with in today's society, that the Lord has them made. That goes back to the scripture. I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Said, behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I've created the waster to destroy it. That's the nuclear missiles, right? So I'll go into this here. This is that's blatant, talking about the nuclear missiles, man. But you have to have the understanding of it, because people will scoff saying, how's that talking about the nuclear missiles? You got to extrapolate, man. You know what? And it ain't for you. It ain't for the masses anyway, man. It's for the elect that's gonna understand it. Okay, I'll get this here. This is 2 Ezra 16, and I'll start at 2. It says, gird up yourselves with cloths. Well, I'll start at 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Hey, yo, sack is like representing what? Sackcloth, man. That's a sign of what? Mourning. Alright? You know, that's a sign of mourning, sackcloth, man. So it says, gird up yourselves with sack and hair. Bewail your children, be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. This is talking about the nuclear destruction that's coming upon America, man. All right, well, upon all the earth, the nuclear war is going to be fought. The Third World War is going to be fought with nuclear missiles, man, on all over the earth, man. Okay, but America is going to be the land of America, which is Babylon the Great, is going to get hit from one end to the other, man. All right, and be done away with. So it says, be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. The sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? So and the Lord put a question mark here, because who's going to turn it back? Once them nukes are shot from them silos, nobody can turn them back, because the Lord's ordained them to hit where they're going to hit. All right, and it says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Which is with another question mark. So the Lord's asking, really just playing around here. He's saying, look, he's put a question mark there, like, who's going to turn it back? Who's going to quench it? No one, right? Because that's the judgment written that the Lord's got for Babylon the Great, man. All right, it says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any drive away, another question mark. All right, it says, may any drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it hath began to burn? Yeah, so when you like that, may anyone drive away a hungry lion? When you got a lion ready to eat, who can stop a lion, man? You know what I'm saying? No one. So the Lord even put a question mark there. No one can stop that lion, right? So that's like them missiles, man. They're gonna be shot, and no one ain't gonna be able to stop them. They're gonna hit their target, all right? And it says, a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it had began to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? These are all question marks too. And it says, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Okay, and it says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? And that's, I'll stop it there so I can get, the book of Revelation 18, but that's the point. The missiles are going to be shot off, and who's going to be able to quench them? Who's going to be able to stop them? No one, man. Because why? Because that's the judgment that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has for the earth this time around, man. Because the first death was what? The water, man, during the time of Noah. So this is the same thing. The second death is what? The nuclear fire, man. Alright? And the brothers that's of the elect, we're like in Noah's stead, man. Lord willing to be delivered, man. Alright? So I get this here. This is book of Revelation, okay, 18, and I'll start at 1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great, that's America, Babylon the Great, is fallen, it has fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and of the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Because guess what? That's all that's going to be able to dwell there. The unclean, it says habitation of devils and hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean bird. Right? Because let me read that again. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and a hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay, and I'll go into the third verse here. It says, for all nations basically when America is destroyed, the only things that's going to be able to dwell there is like certain types of desert creatures and stuff like that. No man's going to be able to inhabit it, man. Only certain types of creatures are going to be inhabiting that land. Okay, it's going to be a memorial unto basically a memorial of a wicked kingdom, man. Basically, that's how much the Lord hates it. That's how much the Lord's going to destroy it. Because just another point is that when you look at the other kingdoms, there's still remnants of these old kingdoms today. You look at ancient Egypt, it's still there. Okay, there's still remnants of all the old kingdom, man. The Persian Empire, there's still remnants of their kingdom around, man. All the empires. But guess what? Well, there's still remnants of Rome. Okay, ancient Rome. But the new Roman Empire, which is in Babylon, America, is going to be a memorial, man. It's going to be done away with totally. Okay, so it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine. Okay, I'll read this here. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And that tell me that ain't talking about America, man. That's talking about America. It says all nations have drunk of her wine, meaning her philosophy, man, her doctrine is all over the world, right? Her doctrine is pushed all over the earth, man. Okay, and then it says the way of life, right? And then it says and it's become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit. No, excuse me, fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Yeah, because the nations have gotten rich with her. That's why when it gets destroyed, the other nations, they're going to be happy that it's destroyed, but then at the same time, they're going to be, the kings of them other nations, they're going to be upset at the same time, because why? They were making dineros with her, basically. They were getting rich, okay? They were getting rich with her, man. The only people that ain't getting rich as a people over there is who? The nation of Israel, man. You're catching hell over there, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You're in the ghettos over there, man. You're in the lowest parts of that land. You know, a select few might make it here and there, getting deals with Esau. But as a whole, you're messed up over there, man. But all the other nations, they're waxing rich with it, man. Building up their economies, man. Right? And then it says, okay, and it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. That's talking about the chariots that are going to deliver the children of Israel, man. Okay, they're going to deliver the elect from the land. That's the brothers that's doing the work. Okay, on the land of America, the elect are going to get delivered up, and in the chariots, and then the plagues she's going to receive is the destruction to come, man. Right, from Yahweh and Yahushua with the nuclear missiles, and the elect are going to get delivered up in what the white man calls UFOs, which they're really the chariots of Israel, right? Okay, so with that, I'm going to just leave it there, but the point is that the nuclear missiles are going to destroy America, man, Babylon the Great. The Third World War is going to be fought with fire nuclear missiles, man, alright? Alright, so with that, I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kodash. Shalom.